Hey guys, it's Jerry. As always, I am making another video on some trending posts that I found over the past 4 days. They look like they were really interesting. I just want to share, like my thoughts of it. Of course, I saved them on my timeline and all. I'm actually going to talk about, about 3 stories and what my opinion, rants or my advice that on my opinion what I think if you guys review this video. So I hope you enjoy it. um yeah, first story that I want to talk about is a story that really caught my eye. It came across my attention on Valentine's Day. No, it's not Valentine's Day story, I don't think, but the next one is more like Valentine's Day story. But anyway, um there's a storyline here, a story from the news that said that a 82-year-old woman kills 2 teens who broke into her home. And of course, I was really curious about that, and I remember hitting on it. And they were saying that there were 2 teens that broke into this old lady's house, this elderly woman's house, and she managed to fight back, and it killed. I mean, it managed to fight back, and then both the teens were killed. Um, I just screamed along. I didn't even get a chance to read it, so I'm actually looking at it on my phone right now, and I'm just going to share with you guys a little bit about it. Let's see. It says 82-year-old woman kills 2 teens who broke into her home. Okay, so let's see. This is from the Aza. I think the Aza News. I'm not really sure. I don't. It's not like our local news or whatever like that. So it says here. I'm gonna read the paragraph. It says police are still trying to piece together the events of Tuesday evening after teens attempt to rob an 82-year-old woman as she fired back, killing the intruders. Annabelle Williams, that's the lady, who just turned 82 yesterday, says that she was in bed sleeping when she heard glass shattering in another room. Startled, she thought a tree branch had broken the window, but she then heard noises. That's when she grabbed her gun. Well, she had a gun. Okay, right now. Okay. I feared for my life, but I wasn't ready to die, she recalled. I started praying and I asked the Lord to guide my hands, Williams says as she heard the footsteps of the intruders getting closer to her bedroom. She reached into her nightstand and shot in the direction of their shadows. She struck two of the 3 intruders. One made it out but was later picked up by police. The other 2 lay dead in her living room. Annabelle, who's a member of her local neighborhood watch, says that she has owned a gun for 10 years now. All right. After being mugged once before, it's a shame you can't sleep at night in your own home where you're supposed to feel safe without being threatened or robbed, she continues. I purchased the gun hoping I would never have to use it, but I had no idea what they would do if I gave them a chance to get closer to me. Williams fired five times, hitting one of the teens in the chest and the other in the stomach. Because of their age, police are not releasing the names at this time, but they are saying the teens died as a result of the gunshot wounds. The 3rd burglar is being held and charged with breaking and entering. Police have not yet charged Williams, who has no prior arrests, but she was detained and later released. Okay. Alright, so I'm guessing that there's a picture of her. I might, like, once you see this video, I might just end up, like, posting, like, her mugshot so you guys can get a look at her, because I believe this is a mugshot here. Okay, so, that was the end of the paragraph, and that was really, really interesting, reading. Yeah, I never thought, of an older person that had, that has a gun, especially an elderly person for almost 10 years. Like, I can't give her props for that. Okay, to share my opinions about, the story I just read, um, I'm not faulting her. Like, if it were left up to me, or if I would say, or anything like that, if I would say any opinions for that matter, I don't think the police, literally should lock her up. Because, like, what she did was she was, like, protecting herself. I mean, just think about it. There are a lot of people, a lot of elderly people living alone every day. Some of them are not in nursing homes. That's just, discriminating of nursing homes. Older people can live their lives as much as they can. I give them props. You only have one life to live. If you want to stay in your house, fine. If you want to be in a nursing home, that's fine. That's up to you. But there would be some people in the world that would underestimate a elderly person. And you can't underestimate them because they're older and they're more wiser than you are. I mean, you can talk back to them as much as you want. You can go like, for like example, fuck this old lady. I ain't studying like shit what she's saying. But at the same time, you can't underestimate them. I mean, they could turn around, they could put the voodoo on your ass, like sure enough. I'm just trying to give young people a thought, because I grew up around older people. I grew up around my parents, and my parents knew older folk. I had an older babysitter. She's like now in her 80s, and she still lives by herself with, help with home aid. And I could literally ask her anything, and she knows, exactly what she's talking about. So it was just really stupid for the young teens to literally try to break into old lady's home just because they think that she was weak and vulnerable and all that kind of stuff. To be honest, she showed her ass like ain't no tomorrow. I mean, and I think more elderly people need to be like that, just show you ass, because they just, there are a lot of people that just think, just because, an older person is walking, on a stretcher or having a cane or whatever they may be on, and they may keep their peepers open, day and night, watching them and shit, and thinking that, okay, they could screw them over any way or another. I mean, you can't screw an older person. That situation right there, it just proves that you cannot screw, an older person. You can't do that. You might as well just like leave that shit alone. But you know what? Like I said, I give the ladies props. For defending herself. Hopefully they don't arrest her, but like I said, it's for self-defense. You cannot arrest anybody, for self-defense. I mean, they're the ones that broke into her house thinking that they're gonna take something or kill her. And like I said, she was trying to protect herself. I mean, I'm not faulting her, but I get the lady's problem. I mean, she had a gun. She's an older woman. And, I'm assuming she living on her own, and she has a gun. Something that, I should be thinking about doing, having a gun on a nightstand. Like, why the fuck not? That's like really crazy. So I give props to her. Like, it sucks about, about the robbers and all that, but they went in there and they, completely, thinking this and that. They completely underestimated her, and, she basically just showed her ass. So, props there. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and close that one out. Alright, from there, I'm gonna talk about another story that I came across. This second story here, was right after where I saw the old lady's story. It is a story about a woman. It was about a young mother, and she went to get money from her baby daddy for Valentine's Day for her child. For Valentine's Day. And tragically, she ended up being murdered for no more than the baby daddy's girlfriend. And that's one thing that's another story. This is another story that caught my attention. So I'm just going to read, a little bit of detail on that. And let me see if I can pull it up here. These annoying pop-ups. Let's see. Okay, I see right here. It says everything went wrong and she ended up being murdered by the new girlfriend. The same thing that I said It says a young mother was planning to meet her child's father to pick up some money as a Valentine's Day gift. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to click on the next page. Let's see. Okay. Alright, it's a little paragraph here. I'm just going to go ahead and read it. A young mother was shot to death Friday afternoon on the side of a street in, Birmingham's, Nook community. Birmingham police late Friday identified the victim as 24-year-old Aisha Merland. The shooting happened around 12:45 p.m. on Britain Street. Police said the gunfire followed some kind of confrontation between two women who knew each other. Let's see. It looks like that below is a statement from one of the officers. It says there is a pre-existing history between both of the females, said Birmingham police spokesman Lieutenant Sean Edwards. It appears that based off that history, they confronted each other and one of them was shot. Okay, I'm going on to the next page. Okay. Merhan, who had a 8-month-old baby, was pronounced dead on the scene. That's so tragic. The suspected shooter, who was described as in her 20s, was still on the scene when the police arrived and was taken into custody. Edwards said she, along with several witnesses, were transported to the department's headquarters for further questioning by detectives. Dozens of outlookers gathered at the scene, including the victim's mother and other family members. They were visibly distraught and emotional, but declined to comment. Let's see, it's another statement. Our investigators do a little more investigation. We'll find out more about what led up to this incident today, Edwards says. And then at the bottom it shows a picture of the young mother that was shot and along with her 8-month-old son. Edwards says the investigators later learned Merhan was brought to the scene to get some money from the child's father. And then down at the last bottom is just some condolences from people on Facebook. Stating, the incident of what happened to this young woman. It's tragic. It really is really tragic. Yeah, so this is again coming from like one of those stories. I know it's nothing like based on the story I was saying about the woman who used a vaginal discharge for her partner. This is just another case of a dispute between two women. The baby's mother, she came there to get some money, for her baby for Valentine's Day, and I'm not, assuming that, it was something that was really, really, how would I say, really, I wouldn't say it was like, really, I would say inappropriate, because I felt like, she came and she just came for, just to get the money because she actually had, she had a child by this man. And, the same thing I would go with like any baby daddy, if you need money for the child, you have no choice but to give it because it's your child. But I do not give, like the new girlfriend prompts or anything like that, out of jealousy to, shoot that woman like that. Because right now there is a 8-month-old baby who does not have his mother. And I could imagine, what the family and, what everyone is going through, and my condolences on that. My opinion on, or I would say like my rant on this is just that, there's just some women that they're crazy, literally crazy. How I would say this is like, if you get involved, like for example, you get involved with a man And okay, he has kids. I've been through that twice. I've been involved with guys that have kids. My last boyfriend had, kids. Okay, you can't like be hating on the baby mama, or you got some kind of grudge between the baby mama just because you don't want her to be hanging around and all that kind of stuff. I mean, the point of the matter is, there's a baby involved. It's a baby. A baby is involved in the situation, and you never know what she might need that money for, because that's an 8-month-old baby. You might need, bottles, diapers, all that kind of stuff. Children like that, 8 months from the time they're born till they get 3 or 4 years old and down the line, they're gonna need all kinds of stuff. So you can't just hate on the baby mama, or you can't stand being around. That's one of the things that I learned about it. You either gotta get involved with a man, with no kids, where you wouldn't have none of that stuff to worry about, then rather be involved with a man with kids, so so you won't snap or do something that you going to regret, like what that woman did to that girl, because that's just ridiculous. It doesn't matter about no dispute, because once there's a child involved, there's going to be like an issue, because there's a child involved. I mean, there's nothing more to say about that. On that new girlfriend of his, on her part, that was just like the pretty stupid thing to do. Now she gonna sit there, her ass is gonna be in prison for a certain amount of years, and probably the rest of her life, just for one man over, because the baby mama came over the house for some money. Because if it were me, I wouldn't even be like worrying about the baby mama or anything like that. Because I go like this: if a man with kids has his mind on you, then he's gonna have like his mind on you. I wouldn't even be worrying about no baby mama shit. I wouldn't worry about anything like that. I wouldn't even let that stuff like distraught me to a point that I would shoot the bitch, because I'm not even gonna do that. If it were for me, I wouldn't even do it. I wouldn't even waste my damn time. It's ridiculous. And like I said, it's condolences on her. It's kind of like it's like some of us had good Valentine's Day, some of us had bad, dreadful Valentine's Day. She ended up having her life taken on Valentine's Day, which was ridiculous. Still sad. It's sad and tragic at the same time. And I deeply, my condolences there for the family of that young woman. She was no more than 24 years old. She was about 2 years younger than me. It's just so tragic. It's tragic how I can, how you can just see like people younger than you are, and then they just be, they just be taken away like that, and that's just not right. Okay, so I'm just gonna conclude, that story there. There's nothing else I want to say other than, like for the last time, you gotta know who in the world you're getting involved with. Don't get involved with men with kids, if you can't take the baby mama. Or therefore, don't let, the don't let the big dick, hypnotize you into getting involved with baby mama. Because that's kind of like that was what my situation was, that kind of thing. Alright, so, close the story out there. The last story that I wanted to talk about was, there was a story here. I clicked on my page. Sorry. There was a story here that was saying about Titanic. And I know y'all be saying, Titanic, Titanic was based on a movie that, that's over 100 years old, which it is over 100 years old. But according to the news is saying that they are planning to build, or they are building Titanic 2. This is the Titanic 2. The Titanic 2 set sail in 2018. This comes from Fox 32 News in Chicago. When I first saw it, I was like, oh my God, are they serious here? Are they serious? Okay, this says, I'm just going to read a little paragraph here. It's not much to go on. Oh, they may have a video, so I'm going to end up playing the video. Okay, it says the Titanic 2 was sold in 2018 and will be the exact replica of the doomed ship from 1912. As you know, Titanic hit an iceberg, sunk on its main voyage. The true story was the basics of the 1997 blockbuster hit Titanic. The new Titanic is touch larger than the original to meet its current regulations, but it will have the same first to third class tickets like the original. But unlike the original, it will have more lifeboats. Like that's gonna make it any damn better. Okay. The ship is under construction in China, and its first voyage will be from there. Let's see, from there to Bali. Let's see. Blue Star Lines said it's being flooded with tickets requested on this trip. Let's see, requesting a trip. Okay, and then up here it has a video, so let me play that. If I can play it. Okay.
So I hear you looking.
Oh, advertisement.
And you're asking us.
Yeah, that is nuts here. Let's give it a minute. Okay, Eastern commercials. Who else here is tired of those, those annoying ass advertisements, man? Just all over YouTube, all over Facebook.
Okay. Are you ready to book passage on the Titanic 2? Titanic 2 will sail in 2018 and be an exact replica of the doomed ship from 1912. As you know, the Titanic hit an iceberg and sunk on its maiden voyage. The new Titanic is a touch larger than the original to meet current regulations. It will have the same first to third class tickets like the original, but it will have more lifeboats. It is under construction in China. The first voyage will be from China to Dubai. Blue Star Line says it's being flooded with ticket requests for the trip.
Okay, the video is just basically, I should play the video first. She said the same thing I read. Okay, but anyway, okay, y'all know that the like I said, they're making the Titanic 2 in China, and it's under construction, and basically, like what I read and what she just said, they're making it bigger and having, more lifeboats and everything. I don't see what that would make a difference of on. My opinion on it is if you were to put me on that ship, I would be scared. Literally, I would be scared. I would literally, Titanic was like in 1912. Okay, it hit iceberg, it sunk. A lot of people had died. A lot of people, went down the bottom of the sea, and I wouldn't risk, making another ship as exact replica, and then, what if it happens again? I mean, not to be mean or nothing like that, but if it were me, I wouldn't be riding it. I would not be riding it at all. Because, anyone that's seen the Titanic film, they're not going to ride no Titanic 2. That's just ridiculous. You already seen this shit. If you've seen the movie Titanic, I know most of y'all already seen the movie Titanic. If Leonardo DiCaprio, everything, you a big hardcore Leonardo DiCaprio fan or Kate Winslet fan like me, or both of them, you're not going to ride on the Titanic. You be, scared out of your life. You be bringing, like Bibles. In my case, I be bringing like Bibles and holy oil and all kinds of shit up there in that, on that boat if I was on. I wouldn't even get on that damn thing because, not to be honest, I wouldn't even care. Because, what happened to the first one, all the people had died on it and stuff. On my opinion, I'm just so tired of people, recreating everything. If they're not recreating movies, then they're recreating, replicas of things that already happened in life. I mean, if you're going to make a ship, just come up with something new, You cannot have no replica of the Titanic. The true Titanic is a rottenness bottom down in the bottomless pit of the ocean. That will always be the original Titanic that sadly have a tragic end. But I wouldn't really, like, I don't see why they're making it, or what they're doing. And they got the little, the Titanic music playing in the background by Celine Dion, and them. Everybody think they're gonna live like that movie. I ain't roughing it. I ain't roughing it. Okay, so that's all that I'm gonna say about that. That's all I would like to talk about at this time. For those of you that view this video, if you have, like any comments or any opinions, anything whatsoever that you like to comment on any of these 3 stories I talked about today, you're welcome to comment down below in the comments below and let me hear your thoughts and opinions. Just let me know you're live, that you guys are actually viewing these videos. Also, I want to thank like my subscriber thing is going, like really slow. But I just want to thank those who ever subscribed to me. I really would appreciate it. I'm doing the best I can without, trying to get my words straight and all that kind of stuff. And also, if you guys have like, I know I don't mention it, but if you guys have anything that you like to hear me discuss or you would like for me to talk about, you can also comment down, on the comments below. I'll be sure to view them, and I'll be sure to, look over and just get my best opinion about anything that you want me to talk about. And of course, thank you for watching, and you guys have a good night.